Okay.
Why? Why do you have
Why
shit in your
not?
nose? Why do you have shit in your nose? I hate you
It's
so much.
foam.
Um, Hello everybody. Welcome.
Uh,
Your next character has to be a character where you can just sit there with foam in your nose now.
your
That's
next
your.
character is a walrus.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, you're right.
I don't know
Look at
about that
you.
one. I kind of have an idea for the character, so.
Um,
Uh,
Hello everybody. Welcome to the Red Heron. I'm your innkeeper and dungeon master, Logan Hanley, here with my wonderful friends for the first of 3 sessions in a row as we near the conclusion to the Ecriom expeditions. We're going to quickly go around the horn, let everybody say who they are and what they do, who they play, and then we will get into whatever trouble is in store for the 6 of you as your friend and guide Thynrith is now passed on.
Rudely.
And Icy, whoa, shut up.
Mention the
Starting
person who
with
we deal with.
Theron.
My name is Taryn, also known as Valrook across the socials and in the chat. I am playing Eden of the Briar, and we're just gonna start some fires and see what happens.
Hi,
And
I'm Renee. I play Perrin. I'm now very moody and broody and dead inside. Sorry if you missed that, but we back from where? The brink of death. And we'll see where that takes us from here. Yeah, you're muted
I'm
though.
unmuted now. Hello, I'm Utahime. I play the broody, not so dead, maybe dead inside, Aaron's sister, Farnara Valar. Yeah, she's been through it. She lost her brother's back, and there's now a lot of chaos. And let's see if she can contribute to more of the said chaos and make the queen smile, because she's such a good talker. I will pass it.
Hi everyone, I'm Eddie, Discount Bard on the socials and in the chat. Uh, I'm playing our lovely little goblin artificer, Art, who is going through a continued identity crisis as he is a goblin inside of a penguin suit, currently in the form of a giant miniature frost spider. And we're just all sorts of confused as to what's going on in our life. Let's go ahead and pass it along.
Hello, I'm Lizzie. Tonight I will be playing Oak, who is your friendly half-orc paladin who's been on this journey to save her sister's soul from the Frost Queen, and it seems like things are going pretty badly right now. So that's great. Hopefully we'll really turn it around this session. Maybe I'll find out who my dad is incidentally if she doesn't kill the person who knows that little tidbit. But otherwise, that's my deal right now. Jay, you go.
I'm Jaden King. I'm Corvus Noctifer Wormhaven, diving into the darkest depths of the things that make me moody and broody and finding a way to shine a light.
That was very concise.
Oh, was that the end of
Yeah.
it? Shit, you're done talking?
25
I made a
words or less.
mustache.
All right,
That's gonna
Eden,
turn out
Eden,
very
Eden,
moody.
Eden dies first. Cool, great. Awesome.
But I
Hey,
I cut it
do
so
not
it
mock
stays.
the mustache!
It's a
I
good
just-
What did the
mustache.
mustache
It's
ever
like-
do to you?
All right, Logan.
um, so we
I
pick
just
back
can't
up
talk with it in.
after assailing 3 Frost princesses at the direction of the Frost Prince. A distraction by the Frost Prince and the Lord of Bones up above in the Queen of Winter's tower. You dispatch 2, followed by the 3rd, a 4th, fleeing and hoping with some kindness that you would spare her life. As the Lord of Bones and the Frost Prince come crashing down to the courtyard in which you are in. the Queen of Winter descending, meeting with the Lord of Bones, knocking his scythe from his hands, picking it up, and using it to impale her son, the Frost Prince, shattering him into dozens of tiny frozen ice shards. As that happens, you turn to see Theinrith, your companion and guide through most of the Winter Court, begin to crack, shatter, and turn to a dust-like mist as wind sweeps through and spreads what remains of her across the courtyard and beyond. Winter Queen is looming over her, what was left of her son, bends down and grabs what you would all know to be the shard containing Oak's sister Ivy's essence, her soul, delicately holding it in her hands, as she, with one hand on the shard and one hand on the scythe, turns toward the lot of you. You know, this all could have been prevented if you would have just asked.
I mean, no one likes to just give straight answers here, so it's kind of a poor expectation setting.
Also, to be fair, we were tricked in by that one.
You were tricked. How so?
Said that they were the ones that would help us and that she would kill us on sight.
Partially true. I would have left you in a state where I could interrogate you without your meddling, but you still would have been alive.
So what
Can I
happens
make an
now?
insight check on that, please?
Sure, go for it. Oh shit, I need
That's a 9.
Sure, if you want to, you can insight check her. Go for it.
All right, that's better than a 9 for sure. That is a 15.
That's definitely better than a 9.
I forgot that I had +0 to insight. So.
That's a 25 to insight, just in case.
That's a 25 to insight.
What if your passive wisdom insight is like 19? Does that help? I don't know.
With a
God, what have I done?
Created monsters. There's a hint of some sort of like catch or trick for everybody but Perrin. Perrin believes her 100%. But there's a degree of like trickery to her words, but they remain truthful. They remain honest.
I point at the shard. Would we have ended up like that?
Some of you who could be used to further my goals, yes. Those who weren't would probably have been released. But now I think we are in different negotiations. As we may have more uninvited guests. And she turns and looks toward the patch of briar that is now growing and starting to bloom where you had left it, Eden.
What are you talking about?
Don't play coy. We all know what you're doing. She looks directly at you, Eden.
I'm only fulfilling a vow that I made.
Well, I think you understand our terms, right? I want my sister back. And um is she wearing that jewel that was mentioned by the Frost Prince? The like
Uh,
necklace crystal?
yep.
And I promised to get information on the unnamed summer court person that was the best friend of the Lord of Bones. That's what we want to walk out of here alive. Also want that. What is it that you want?
She drops the scythe and with her foot just slides it over in front of the six of you. For starters, I'd like him dead. She points down to the
Aaron
Lord of
immediately
Bones.
walks over to it and picks it up.
Wait, one, who is that?
The Lord of Bones?
If someone from another country were to come into your home, come into your court, and attempt to rob you of your throne, would killing that lord be such a consequence of their actions?
Well, I just want to set a baseline for you here. There's a bit of a class disparity. I'm not sure if you noticed. None of us are. And he pauses, looks at Corvus for a second, and looks back to her. Most of us are not royalty. So
Corvus
therefore,
shrugs.
we don't necessarily understand the basis for which you speak. But and he looks at his sister and says, "But we do know a bit of something about people coming into your home." He looks at Oak, and perhaps people that aren't supposed to be there taking things that aren't theirs. He looks back at the Queen and says, "Is it just him, or is it both of them?"
Oh, I... Both of who?
Oh, he
Like
just
it,
kind of points at the two in the fucking with their dicks in the dirt.
one of them's already dead.
Oh yeah, the Frost Prince is dead. He's disintegrated. Shards across. Yeah.
All right, lot. Do you want to discuss the terms before I
What is it?
decide to take action?
Let us clarify terms then. Does that mean that they all leave alive?
Yeah, you said to start with. Let's have the whole deal.
I've got no problem killing the Lord of Bones. I rather hate him. He's kind of weak. But I would like to clarify that this would secure the safety of the party members.
This would secure your safety in my domain, yes. In his, I'm not so sure.
Whose?
Oh,
Out of character question
yeah.
on Fey deal enforcement. I mean, obviously, because I have out of character knowledge, I have out of character vested interest in figuring out this guy's who this guy's friend is, but um would killing him break our deal in a way that hurts us if we don't get him that information first?
I mean, he technically has ties to Perrin's resurrection
Right.
and rebirth, so he
It
was
would.
directly responsible for pulling him back from the grave. So
Yeah,
On,
okay.
on the
And
same
that
out of
was
oh,
yeah, okay.
go ahead,
So
Jay.
I would know this in character, right?
Yeah, you would. Yeah. Listen. He brought Perrin back from the dead. If he dies before that contract is fulfilled, any magic that is associated with him would likely result similarly to Theinrith and the Frost Prince.
Right.
The Lord of Bones is a court leader.
He is the Archfey of the Autumn Court, correct?
And she wants
Oh.
us to kill the leader of the Autumn Court.
Correct.
Mm.
Which my understanding
Question.
is, isn't leaders of the courts also the reason the courts remain as they are? Would Corvus have the understanding that like the death of the Boner Lord would also lead to like
It's a
a
vacuum
collapse
of.
of that court?
There's a power vacuum.
There would
Is
be
it
a
just a
power
power vacuum,
vacuum.
or is it an
It would.
actual like that
Uh,
region would collapse
let,
kind of
let
thing?
me ask you a question, Corvus. When Corvus usurped the city of Deepwell from, the count or from the barons, did that create a power vacuum when he killed, the folks that
No,
he
because
killed?
Corvus was already there. That's the
There you go.
They have
But yeah,
people.
it would be a power vacuum. It wouldn't. The court won't collapse. It would just be a power vacuum of all
oh
the archfey who
I
were under
realized.
him now.
Let me clarify. I didn't mean like a collapse socially. I mean like the Feywild is weird. So like
No,
it wouldn't
no,
like magically collapse.
not that you know of.
Um.
No.
I mean,
Okay.
and he said he
Um.
took it over at one point, so he usurped somebody else first.
I
See,
have
that's
a
the thing. We're not asking
question.
for usurpation, just an assassination. So just make sure Corvus knows the
I have a
gamble.
question.
Yes. Wait, is this in game? Is this
In
Eden or
game.
is this okay?
This is Eden. Because remember, Eden has one big aspiration.
Um, what happens if he disappears? Like, who will take his place?
That's not for me to decide. There are plenty within his court who would vie for the title of Lord of the Autumn Court, or Lady, for that matter.
So you wouldn't be able to just put somebody there to supplant them?
Well, I mean, surely if I had someone willing, but currently I think by killing their lord, that I would not be seen as a reliable or trustworthy ally.
But you would not be the one killing them.
What are you proposing?
Well, I just wonder if it was under better leadership, I guess. What would happen? Or perhaps somebody that was willing to reclaim some of the people that have been pushed to the outskirts, as it were.
She kind
Would that
of,
not?
you watch her gaze kind of just look through you toward the briar again.
But perhaps somebody a little more amenable.
You would like the Autumn Throne, then?
Might be kind of cool. I've seen enough of the people. I don't like that the people of the Graying are left out there, and I've feared that they're kind of left to rather they're left to and then in Sylvan, they're left to their own impressions, if that makes sense. They're easily persuaded by other opinions.
If you're wishing to take over the Autumn Court and assume responsibility for the graying, feel like you may fall into conflict with your own actions and intentions. You know he wanted to break the four and create one whole.
Why were you so opposed to that idea? Is it the power?
One person in control of everything is simply not right. Yes, I have power over the Winter Court, but I am not the most powerful of the Unseelie. And even against her, there are those who are powerful. There are checks and balances for everything, and what he was trying to do disrupted that. It's why we had to band together, why the four had to become one to contain him.
So would you rather me not offer then and just
I would consider it. If you truly wish to be put in power, I would consider it. But once you are there, it's not my responsibility to maintain your power position. That would be for you.
give us a moment? Okay, so clearly, like, if we do this, like, parents, bye-bye, right?
Well, we have to finish our deal first, so
We can't afford for that to happen,
No,
Eden.
and clearly, I've kind of, as Eden will put, like, their hand, like, over parents' forehead, kind of liked having them back. And will, like, kind of shove a little bit, smirking. Oh, didn't touch the hair.
okay, Oak will turn back to the Frost Queen. Okay, so you want us to kill him, but and the agreement is that we can all leave safely if we do that, but we can't leave safely if we kill him before we finish filling our deal with him. Can you tell him who's in that necklace?
As a parting gift?
Her disposition now turns from like one of like casual like intrigue and kind of playful, like semi playfulness, to almost shock. Her jaw drops for a second. Huh. That's what he's after. I cannot tell you who is inside of this. And she touches, and you can see as it does, there's this like bright flash of almost like sunlight that comes from it.
You can't give us just a name. We're not trying to. If
Well, we said or what happened to get him in the necklace, a story. We said material information about the friend. To be fair, we didn't say a name.
A story, now that I can give you, for names, unfortunately, have power here in the Feywild, and knowing a name is knowing that power. There was an Archfey, one of the Summer Court, one who ran through the fields, basking in the rays of the sun. One day, he stumbled upon a woman in the field. An orc who, as it would seem, would take his interest eventually. The two courted for a while before, after a brief ceremony under, I believe it was the Oak Lord, settled down in a small glen and began raising a family. Unfortunately, when she found out that there was a way to bring some of the sun's glory and power in the Summer's Court to an end, she proposed a deal. For him to leave. For him to join the Autumn Court. to leave his wife and his daughter behind. Unfortunately, with his absence, the orcish woman eventually fell to the madness of the Feywild, but the child was taken into the care of the Ents.
Oak's wheels were turning the whole time, but now it's her turn to look shocked.
Eden is clueless.
All right. So are you saying that is part of him? And I point at the Boner Lord.
That is a shade of the man that he once was.
Aaron immediately pivots towards Oak and just kind of like tilts his head.
Is it okay? Maybe this is an insight check, but is it pretty obvious that she knows who I am from this story?
Make an insight check.
Yeah, this feels like an insight check. All right, let's see. That is a natural 20.
She
plus 0.
She has no clue.
Oh, okay, great. So I'm not gonna be like, that's my dad? Okay. Interesting.
So that doesn't mean we're killing him or not? I'm confused.
I don't know. No.
Why
Are
can't she
you-
do it herself?
Okay, also, is he like awake to hear this?
Why wouldn't we?
Because he had the relevant information of that was his daughter. He got told that I was the daughter of that person, so.
You see that he's just now starting to come, like, almost to, like, movable consciousness. The body's starting to move, like, he's starting to, like, begin to crawl up this short little, this small depression that he made when he slammed down into the ground. But no, it doesn't seem that he's heard your words,
okay,
or the words of the Queen of Winter.
So what you're saying is that he made a deal with you to become.
Oh, no, not me. With her.
Oh, her. Okay, but why do you have the necklace?
Well, she needed it in someone's safekeeping, and who other than me? I had vested interest in keeping the courts aligned to her. And, well, no one would really suspect to fully come here and search for it.
Right. One day we're gonna find out who she is.
Aaron's gonna start just walking towards the Lord of Bones, the scythe just kind of like over his shoulder.
Oak is gonna put a hand on you if you are in.
Catch me. I dare you. Catch me. You want to touch me? Catch me.
Aaron,
hold on. We have to make sure he knows first.
And he just kind of looks up at you with like a knowing glance, and he goes, "Yeah."
Parrish, you understand what's going to happen if you try to do what you're trying to do.
Hey,
back at you.
He looks back at Oak. Yeah, I know. And he just kind of softly smiles.
What happens to the rest of him if we kill that?
If you kill the body, the soul will have nothing to go back to. part of the reason why, well, I was fond of old Bonesy, but it'll just be something that has to be done.
Would releasing his soul be functionally like killing him? I mean, he'd lose all of the stuff, right? Like he couldn't be the Boner Lord anymore. I mean, the Lord of
No,
Bones.
Thought
no,
it doesn't nickname we have. You should probably
he
explain
could
that.
not, he would no longer, the
Wouldn't that be
light in which he shone in the summer court would far, far over brighten his current disposition. He would, I would be afraid to say this with any certainty as I've not seen it done myself, but I would be willing to say that the light within here, if allowed to escape, would return to him, and he would be restored.
And I mean, he had to have that separated to take over the Autumn Court, right? So in a way, it would be like destroying him, right?
No. You can restore one's soul, one's essence to them. It is no different than watching the sunrise or watching the sunset. With the light comes the shying away and driving away of darkness, and with the darkness comes the driving away of light.
Hey, Logan, I'd like to do a very specific insight check.
Sure. Tell me what it...
I'm
Oh,
gonna
you're gonna
message
message
it
me?
to you.
Okie
Yeah.
dokie.
Eden
What?
will lean over to Oak. Okay, you should really tell him soon though that because I think I finally put it together. If that is what I think it is, you should probably tell him because I feel like Perrin's probably just gonna kill him really fast because something's up with Perrin.
Sure. Go ahead. And I'll just give you a simple yes or no.
24.
100% yes.
Why aren't you telling us what you're doing, Perrin?
Aaron looks at Oak and says, "If I just please just give me a few more moments. I promise I'm not gonna make any rash decisions. You just have to trust me." And Perrin just starts like back walking away.
Can I
Perrin,
insight check Perrin? All right. What I want to insight check on Perrin is he about to commit suicide? That's what I want to know.
Can
Do
I
Oh, okay.
insight,
Yeah.
can I insight that as well? Because I'm
Sure,
not
sure,
living
sure.
this.
Sure.
Ev-
And then
Everybody is
Perrin-
willing. I
Perrin,
will
you
give
may
them the
roll.
answer, no problem.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. That is 5 from me, so roll low.
Well, you also have 2 inspirations, just saying, but you might want to save that for later, to be honest.
Yeah, I might save that for battle.
Okay, and insight, was it?
Yeah.
That is a 19 plus 9.
Yeah.
that's a 25.
Yeah. So for my sister and Eden, you know for a fact that like Perrin is not committing suicide in this moment. And
There's
for Oak,
there is a
maybe.
stern side looking too of Eden is
We're
like
we both are leaning like, okay.
But like you guys know for sure.
Okay. And
I'm
I think
literally asking you to trust me.
Finn will
Oak,
reach out to Oak's
trust you.
hand. You can trust him.
And Perrin will then turn and start walking towards where the Lord of Bones is in the little divot in the ground.
Oaks is squeezing your hand very hard, Finara.
Finn will stay
Would you
there.
hazard to say that the queen the queen having walked forward has now put the Lord of Bones behind her?
Yes.
Cool. I will then just casually, just with the scythe, just kind of like walk by her and then walk over to him.
Okay. Yeah, she does. She does turn her body like in a slight position where she can see you out of the peripheral, but not. She's not like fully turning toward you. But as you approach, you can see the Lord of Bones now literally broken in several spots. You can see a larger form. Like the amount of bone that is in this pile is like disproportionate to his normal size, as if he had added on or somehow created a second form for himself, and that was what took the brunt of the shattering. Though you can see spots like as he lifts up his skull, parts of the like cheekbone and like jaw are cracked and broken. Teeth have fallen out, and he just looks up. Did we succeed?
Yes, Mother, we did happen to succeed. At least in learning something for you.
That makes me.
And Perrin just kind of like pulls the scythe off of his shoulder and like hands it back to him.
He takes hold of it. You watch as the small like glint of flame begins to burn within his eyes.
Perrin's gonna lean down after handing it back to him, seeing the rejuvenation slowly begin. And he's going to point at Oak. First things first. You're an absolute prick for abandoning her. Second thing. And he leans in and whispers as quietly as possible. That ice cold bitch has your soul. And if you give me the fucking signal, we're gonna get it back.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Hey, I've been wanting to make this check for a while. So let's just hey, I'm gonna also guidance myself because like the spirits done flow through me. Oh, you can not be serious.
You have an inspiration.
No.
I don't think he needs it.
I really, really, truly don't. DM, that is a 32.
Is that the highest you can roll?
That is 3 lower than I can roll.
Damn. 32.
And I just look at him, and there's like reinvigorated, like Perrin just looking at him, just being like, whenever you're ready.
He looks at you. I have a daughter.
Yeah, and she's in love with my sister. And if we don't get out of here alive, I'm going to blame you.
Wait, so if I'm your mother and that's your sister and I'm also her, we're gonna have to.
I'm calling you that
this.
colloquially. We have a lot to talk about after this, so just.
Yeah, I don't like this at all. See what can be done. I'll be with you in a moment or two.
Do you need any healing?
He looks at the scythe. No, this started it back up.
And Perrin puts both hands around this giant fucking skull, this tiny, tiny hands. And Perrin goes, just don't fucking miss this time. And Perrin will stand back up and just like push the sleeves up.
And you guys can
On
all
his
see this
tunic.
as she's almost that turn, that like peripheral turn, and that like lack of a moment of where there's any sort of like death, or like moment of death, pulls her attention a little, and now she's more like side saddled up to the two, like both sides of you with her in the center.
And I just smile at her as I use the tail of the phantom that I have been holding on to since we came into combat. And I say to her, you know, there was a story that I once heard of a young lady. And he just kind of like starts walking towards her by the name of Christine. She decided that she was going to find herself in ways under the thrall of a being, an entity, a creature who decided that the opera house was going to be his home. Let me tell you that that did not end well for anyone. And as he finishes saying that, the Lord of Bones disappears, just goes invisible. And Perrin just kind of stands there, hands on his hips, just being like, I'm truly sorry, but you're right, cunt, and we're going to solve that problem.
I need all of you to roll initiative. I need to see if I put the Lord of Bones. Did I put the Lord of Bones in here?
You know, I just wanted to find a pathway to becoming an archfey, and I feel like this is death.
¿Por qué no los dos? Because, you know, if, on the off chance that we don't all wind up brutally dead, there may be a vacancy by the end of this. Just saying.
Also, have I been carving this mustache continuously throughout the stream?
Yes, maybe.
It's kind of
Maybe.
epic.
I love that it's your hyperfixation while we're playing, honestly.
I have to because I'm trying to not be annoying.
I mean, I feel like that's just you as a human being, but you know.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I say
also,
that with love.
just question of no, I forgot. I already lost it.
His sleep is dead.
You're welcome, everybody.
25 to
That'll be stuck
20,
in my head now.
25 to 20.
Oh, yeah.
21.
Totally how good I did.
Okay. 20 to 15. Wow.
I got a 16.
What? Oh my goodness. Wait, who got a 16?
I did.
Eden?
Oh no. Guys.
I just rolled that, okay? Like,
You guys.
it happens.
You started this shit. It was
15 to 10.
10 to 15.
Or 10 to 15, yeah. What'd you get?
Yeah, 11.
11? Anybody higher than an 11?
Holy
Holy fuck.
Just bad rolls.
You know, all you had to be is like, that's your kid dead, and it would have been fine. JK.
I mean, this kind of makes sense because Oak is about to have a whole identity crisis, and Fanara's there, like, concerned for the hottie. Yeah, this is on brand.
10 to 5. Okay. What do we get?
Well, actually, now that I think about it, a quick question: is initiative considered an ability check?
It is.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Great. Then I'm actually going to use my flash of genius to not have as low of an initiative as I rolled.
Smart.
I mean, that's all right.
Okay. So, okay, hang
She's
on.
also
Here's
just
here's
one person.
here's the thing. Just hypothetically speaking, Flash of Genius, you have to use like. I'm gonna argue that it wouldn't apply for initiative, but I also don't give a fuck, so I'm gonna allow it. But
That's fair.
this is why I hate
Endgame
artificers.
now.
This is why I hate artificers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, there's
so
more
what would
reasons, but like
so Eddie, what would your art?
And,
What would be
and
your
to
total?
justify my flash of genius is that I remembered I'm a spider.
You know what? You know what? I'll allow it. See, you know what? That I'll allow. I'll allow
fair
that
enough.
shit. What's your initiative then?
So with the additional +4, that brings me back up to 13.
13. So you're before Perrin then,
How long does the
It was a
potion
9.
last?
right? No. Yeah, you're before Perrin.
Yep.
It's
1
1
hour.
hour. Okay.
Okay, so it's
Oak. What are you?
I am 6.
You're 6.
I'm
Finara,
8.
you're an 8. Okay.
I think that you know what it
Jesus,
makes perfect
guys.
sense for Oak right now. She is just absolutely good at
It
everything.
does.
that's
It
happening.
does. It
I'm not gonna.
does.
I'm not gonna tell you the order until you find out. But I will say I rolled one rolled one very very well, one pretty mediocre, and then one kind of poorly.
Well, this is great.
So take that as you will. Corvus, you're up first. Who
Okay.
stands in between you and Perrin and the Lord of Bones?
But technically, I don't feel like I need to have a specific instigation. Perrin did not reveal the point of his plan of any kind.
No, the Lord of Bones just vanished. So, like, yeah, I'm right now for initiative's sake. Yes.
I would like to. I'm gonna look at my icicle problem and do a glance around the group. I want to get a general idea of what everyone else might be vibing before I make a choice. Can I determine what everyone else looks like they want to do?
I think Oak just looks baffled. Like I feel like you could just see numbers like coming out of her head of like just too many calculations are happening. She doesn't know what she wants.
Fair. Let me go with this then. I'm looking at Perrin. Corvus is looking at you. I need you to give me a look
So I
on what we're
looked
doing.
him. He looked me.
I will reiterate. I did call her a cunt and tell her that we deal with her. How
Corvus
you
knows that-
determine the word we, whether it's me and him or all of us, that's entirely up to you.
Cool.
But he is asking for a fight with her.
Corvus is going to rush her without any going to be like double check with Perrin, murder, and is going to go murder both.
If you look at Eden, she has a weird mustache for no reason. That's what
The antennae have gone from up here to down here.
Canonically, the antennae just like cross each other to make the mustache.
She's just working on her
I-
face, Ona.
Yeah, that's why I'm working on being arch.
So
I hate that this is canon.
And I know we
Sona.
has more than a minute passed since the combat ended.
I think so.
I'm gonna say
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
I'm gonna say
Yeah,
100%.
Absolutely.
More than 10 minutes?
Yeah.
I mean,
Nah.
talking
nah.
for like
I mean,
Okay,
okay,
so
like
by
us
min-
talking and no.
So
I'll give you
more
that.
than a minute, but less than 10.
Yes.
Okay, because I have some of my abilities have certain durations, so I just have to double check. Which ones are still active then? Okay. My astral form remains. So yeah, I'm going to get within. Perrin is within 5 feet of her.
Correct.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm just gonna.
Are you within 5? Did you move? Like, are you
While I was telling the story, I was walking to her.
what
so.
closer and closer?
Figure it
Cool.
So matching that energy, I'm gonna do a very JoJo's walk towards her, and and then unleash astral arms as an assault from the 9 Ls.
All right.
Does this count as flanking for curiosity's sake?
I'll give it to you. Yeah, I'll
Hmm.
give it to you.
So first, we're gonna do this. That's a natural 20.
Oh
Okay.
my God! Yes, he
Okay.
did.
Okay.
So, that's gonna be, oh Jesus. So my astral self is plus the unarmed brawler. That's 2d8. That is still active, so that's an extra d6. So that's 2d6 and 2d8. Do 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 do. We'll go ahead and roll all that. Max damage on all the dice. Oh my God. That's going to be 28 plus 6, 34 points of damage on that first hit.
34 points of...
Magical bludgeoning and
Okay.
force,
Cool.
if that
Force,
matters.
yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
Mhm.
No, you're good.
Oh yeah, it's all force. I forgot. Yeah, it's cool. It's all force.
Perfect.
We're gonna go with the second attack. Oh, actually, let's I'd like a con save, please.
Yes.
Sure.
I believe it's an 18 that needs to be beat.
Yeah, where's your con? Oh, that's high.
uh,
An 18, I roll the 22.
That's fine. We'll just punch again.
All right.
no, hold on. Silvery barbs.
Do I take the new one?
Yeah, you roll it again.
That's gonna be a 12.
Failed stunned until the end of my next turn.
Let me look one thing. Those are two different conditions. Okie dokie.
Yeah, so we're good.
Does she? Yeah, I'm gonna give you make a con save as well in response.
Gross.
Oh, does thank you, Renee. Does she? Let me see.
Hmm?
Surprisingly, she does not.
17?
17?
Yeah.
You're gonna take. Oh my God, where are your d10s, Taryn? That d10? That's a d10. 1. That's 7 or 1? Oh my God, your 7s and 1. That's 7. Okay. That'll be 16 points of cold damage. As you hit her, a wall of just shard connects with your fist. You still do the damage, but she sends some back to you as she stuns and locks into place.
Yeah,
Also,
which is
Logan's
fine.
Logan's griping is why I got a whole new font for my dice.
Listen, the 7 and the 1 were right next to each other, and I only marginally told the difference.
We're gonna go for our second attack here.
At advantage.
I am going to do. I can burn. Let's make this
At
burn one.
advantage.
Make it a 15. Does a 15 hit?
A 15
advantage?
doesn't.
With a 15, advantage gave me 15.
A 15 does not hit.
It's okay because we're in a flurry of blows.
Cool.
Double 19, so that's going to be a 29 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
My tattoo plus that plus 6 is going to be 20 points of force damage.
Okay.
Second hit for the flurry of blows. That's a 25 to hit.
A 25 will hit.
Let's do this again. Plus 6, that's 11 points of force damage.
11 points of force damage. How do you go from 20 to 11?
Low rolls, baby.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. However, after both attacks and flurry of blows, we're gonna stop, pause it, run it back. Action surge. Let's do it again.
All right. So you just get
baby.
you would just get your 2 attacks. You wouldn't get your.
Yeah, no bonus, but
That's
it's fine.
right. No bonus
Yeah.
action.
Yeah. Sure.
It's a
go ahead.
26 to hit.
A 26 to hit. 100%.
Miss.
That's going to be 14 points of damage.
Okay. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna tell you how much damage you did right after.
And that's
Right.
27 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That's going to be 11 points of force.
11 points of force. That's
And I believe my celestial form is still active. I believe it lasts long enough. If so, we're going to burn the 4 points of radiant just to stack on that last bit.
so grand total damage wise this turn. Just so you know, Corvus, that was 90 points of damage in one round.
Yeah,
Which is like
as I
really
just
fun. Monks are fucking cool. You've been waiting for a while to do some shit like this.
just an anime flurry of blows. That's all I'm
Yeah.
here for.
And the one thing you notice, Corvus, as you're just hit connect, like punch connecting after punch connecting after punch connecting, is that tiny shards of ice begin to just kind of pop off and like disperse into the air around you. And as that last one connects, you watch as it almost starts to begin, the wind almost picks up with it. And those bits and shards of ice start to accumulate with other pieces of snow and ice in drifts and begin almost like a whirlwind around the space that she stands. But not just the space where she stands, but like you turn around and look at your friends and in front of you toward the Lord of Bones, and it is a blizzard of winter weather surrounding everybody.
Works for me. Corvus is happy. There's a very sick, sadistic smile as I am punching someone.
Great.
But that's it, Corvus. Corvus is officially now done.
Eden, you hear over your shoulder. Now, why the fuck would he have done that? And you like peer over your shoulder, and coming out of the briar, you can see this red-headed youth, strung bow in one hand, an arrow like getting ready to knock it in the other, short kilt goes down to right above the knees, long, almost knee-high boots, as Riverwind comes walking out of the briar towards you. I was just about to shoot that bitch in the throat, and I'm not getting any closer than this, so it's gonna have to ruin my shot. And he pulls back and is just gonna unleash well, let me double check what he can do. A bunch of shit. He's gonna shoot he's gonna do a bunch of longbow shit.
How the hell did you get to the briar?
Are you fucking kidding me? Of course, when I'm helping you, I roll a natural 20. God.
Yeah.
Umbral Oculus dice.
Dice tell the story.
He looks at, as he says that, like he like first arrow releases and he looks at you, goes, "How the fuck do you think?" And pulls a second arrow out. Which is gonna be a not anywhere. Oh, wow, that's actually a big plus. So that'll actually also hit. So let's see. Not gonna be as flashy as a certain monk, but it'll do the job. That's my third D8. Okay, not bad. 10, 13. 13 plus 14 is 20. Oh my god, 27? Perfect. He shoots 2 arrows. He goes, "All right, I'm gonna..." And then... Actually, he saves, thankfully. He goes, "I'm gonna get out of this snowstorm before I turn to ice. I suggest you do the same.
No, just that we got to run.
Oh no, I'm just gonna run until I get out of it. It shouldn't be that far." And he just takes off until like you can't see him anymore. With that, Eden, it's your turn.
That was helpful.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
But why? Okay. 15?
15. You're standing there and you're like, wait, but why?
Are you within 10 feet of me?
I would say 15. Yeah, it was within. She's within she's within, like, you guys are all kind of huddled together in the moment. So yeah, I'd say within 10 to 15 feet of you.
So you get a small plus.
Which is
34, I think. Yeah. So you're safe.
what, 3 or 4? Was that a number?
Was I close enough for that before?
3.
3 for treat for tattoo. Don't you know?
Resistance. Oh,
Stop
that's
for
It's
him
the
again.
mustache, guys. It
What's-
keeps changing
what-
my accent.
What's your charisma modifier?
my charisma modifier is +3. +3.
Okay,
Okay.
so then it's at
Remember, remember.
18.
18. You turn, and as you turn, the snow and ice continues to pelt you, and you can feel your skin begin to lock up and freeze in place. You are paralyzed.
Oh,
Encased
no.
in ice and snow.
Uh-oh. So I don't get to do nothing, huh? This is too serious a moment. I should take the mustache off.
So I will say this turn, no, because this would count as your turn. Because, yeah.
It was
This
at the
would
start of
be-
it. I didn't even get to do nothing. It's fine. Then I make an angry face. Free
You just-
action.
reaction, scowl. The Queen of Winter turns away from you, Heron, and toward you, Corvus.
She turns, being stunned.
Oh shit, yes, you're right, she is stunned. Fuck.
Thank you.
Stunned until the end of my turn.
Yeah, well, I can't do shit when I'm stunned, can I?
That's correct.
Weird. That
Hmm.
must suck.
Damn, that does suck. However, we're gonna move to Art, who I also need a Constitution saving throw from.
False.
+3.
Yeah, it's
Should
the
it
wording.
really-
The wording is specific where it says within, so I'm counting it as the start of your turn.
Constitution, you said?
Yeah.
That's going to be a 28.
Whoa.
What the fuck? What
Yep.
the?
I rolled a
The
19.
spider.
I get a, well, no, not
Oh.
even. Not even. I rolled a 19. I get a +6 on my save, and then +3 from the
Nice.
pally.
Art is stacked.
Your Constitution would be that of the spider. Just throwing that out there.
Okay. If my
Oh, the
constitution is
spider
that of the
has-
spider, I think the spider is better.
Oh. All right. Well, if that's the case, you start to feel your ice spidery form begin to lock up and tense, freezing, and then just in like a shift, you start to your carapace starts to like melt, like move and crack the ice. And you are free and have your action.
Woot! Spider Art is going to take a little spitty spit over at our foe and attempt to web the already paralyzed person with our spidey web.
Sure. Go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
Does paralysis affect my attack at all?
Her
Being
paralysis or yours?
Her
stunned.
paralysis.
You mean that
Her
she's
paralysis means
Yeah, you have advantage
on an attack roll.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's
Yeah.
stunned.
That's-
She's
that's-
stunned, not paralyzed. But yeah,
Yeah, you have
stunned,
advantage.
Excuse me. But cool, I just wanted to
yeah,
check
you have
that.
advantage.
Okay, well, for all that, the attack was not that great. That is going to be a 12 to hit.
A 12 does not hit, unfortunately.
Yeah, I had a
The
feeling.
web just goes shooting over into the storm.
Spider-
Overzealous web shooting.
Pretty much, you know, it
Overzealous
affects,
web
it affects a surprisingly large number of spiders.
Mhm.
And Spider-Man, apparently.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I swear this doesn't usually happen. That's my turn.
That's your turn. Perrin, to you.
Do I need to make this roll?
Yes, you do need to make a Constitution saving throw.
I was gonna say you didn't tell me, so I was feeling like I was real special for 5 seconds. So like,
you know,
thank
if you
but,
wouldn't have reminded me, I probably would have forgot. But you know, it's okay.
I am the even keel player, though. Come on. Okay,
No, I appreciate it. It makes killing you guys more fun. It's
I
like
know,
it's like I
right?
have a friend. It's like I finally have a friend on this side of the screen.
You're welcome. I am gonna spend a luck point to re-roll that. Okay. 22.
22. Similarly, you feel the brisk, the freezing snow and ice cling to your body, and then you feel a gust of warm breeze, a shift of leaves as you turn and see um, just this like soft billow coming from the direction that you had left the Lord of Bones.
Perrin kind
You
of
are not
smiles.
paralyzed.
And because he's, in his zone, Perrin just kind of mutters, "You really shouldn't have told that story." And then just is going to attack her with the flaming short sword.
Sure, go ahead. With advantage.
Okay. Yeah, with advantage.
Who'd you put your silvery
Uh,
barbs on from her?
That'll be well, it's everybody's got advantage, so what the fuck does it matter?
Well, because you could use it for saving throws too, right? So that's why I was saying.
Right, yeah. You know what? We'll throw it to my sister.
Cool.
She can have advantage. Does a 23 hit?
Yeah, 100% of 23 hits.
Got it. Okay. So that's 3d6 for sneak attack. Oh God, I don't have enough d6. 2d6 for the flame, and then 1d6 for piercing. Do you need anything separated?
No, that's solid.
All right. Huh? Okay, let's make sure that's used. Okay, so it's 10, 16, 17, 18, uh, plus 3 is 21 points of damage.
21 points of damage.
And she's technically the only thing that's threatening us currently, correct?
That you are aware of, correct?
That I am aware of. Wonderful. Um, then, I can't do that, then I don't think. Right, yeah, because there's not a second creature, so that doesn't function that way, which is unfortunate. Okay, so that's action. Do I want a bonus action out of here? I think Corvus kind of has this. Oh, I don't have Misty Step anymore because of what happened. Right, exactly. Okay, cool. Never mind. Do I want to stay here? Sure. Give Corvus advantage in case. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to use my bonus action to find another tale to tell. So I'm gonna spend a bardic inspiration, roll my die, and that'll be the end of my turn. You can go to the next person.
All right. After you, Perrin. 1 second. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Cool. After you, Perrin, you hear the crunch of snow. Oh, wait, he's got to do his. Yeah, he passes. You hear the crunch of snow coming from behind you. You see a step around you to the front, like just forming steps in front of the face of the Queen of Ice as the amulet around her neck lifts slowly. If I would have known that you were a part of this treachery, I thought you better than all of that. And the scythe is going to just come up across the front. It's going to cut through the like necklace portion of the amulet and then into like her jaw and neck. That's going to be with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I did not do me any favors. But it will surprisingly still hit.
Okay. So because he hit her with the tail of the phantom, she will take 6 necrotic damage, and she is now frightened of the Lord of Bones until the end of the Lord of Bones next turn.
You're just putting this lady through the ringer.
All the
Putting the hurt on.
All the crowd control.
Okay, so that's another. How much did you say from you?
6 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, so 22 plus another 6 is 28. She's looking rough as it like he shoves the top end of the scythe into her jaw just enough to like lift her off the feet, and then leaves the scythe with her weight keeping the scythe upright, somewhat impaling her jaw into it, and her eyes just go wide with fear. As we move, he has it in his hand and just slowly steps away, eyeing the lot of you. And we move to Fenara, who I need to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Wait.
You'll get +3 to your roll.
Me?
Yes.
So you don't get broken by the storm.
Yeah.
You also can have advantage.
Yes, you also do have advantage.
Wait, what is this for?
So
this throw for the weather.
storm that's kind of centered around the Queen of Winter is causing you to essentially become frozen in place. So it's to avoid being frozen.
Okay. So it still hasn't been deactivated because of the attacks that just happened.
Okay. No, it's an activated thing when you guys are in combat, but it wasn't fair to give it to you guys like right off the bat, so I flavored it was when Corvus punched him, that's what activated it.
Okay, and then it was the +3, correct?
Yeah, you got advantage with +3. Yeah.
Okay, so that is going to be a 21.
A 21 will save. Okay. So you start to feel yourself like the petals of or not the petals, the snowflakes and ice begin to cling to you. But as it does, it almost like water, it is water, but it melts across your body and just drips, forming a puddle at your feet.
Avandra, give me your strength and lend me your protection. And she's gonna walk forward, kind of as that. It's almost like in tandem, like as that's happening, because she's believing in Avandra's strength to her. There's kind of this aura of this kind of light blue shimmery kind of like almost like a shield around Fenara. But then what begins to form around her, it almost looks like they're smaller versions of Avandra's visage. Like it looks like her with like ladies kind of around Fenara as she's going forward. She's casting spirit guardians around herself as she moves forward to face the queen.
Okay. You're getting the intention is to get the queen within the circle, like within the circle, right?
Correct.
Cool. Yeah, 100%. You can do that. So When you start, yeah, start your turn. So she would do it at the start of her turn. Cool. Anything else for you?
That is going to be it. And that's by the way, that is 4th level.
Cool. Fun. Cool. Last but not least, Oak. Standing there watching the Lord of Bones pull this amulet, his soul from the Queen of Winter. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh. Okay, that's a good roll. 24.
24. The warmth of the spring court protects you as you are pelted by cold wind, snow, ice, sleet, and you are unaffected from the Queen's power, or by the Queen's power.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna charge forward and attack.
All right.
Okay, and then I've got advantage on both of those. So first one is dirty 20 to hit.
Dirty 20 will hit.
Okay, I'll just roll the second one ahead of time. Second one is a 22. Perfect. All right. Gonna hang on to my last spell slot a little longer, so I will just be doing normal damage. Are you kidding me? Rolled a 1. All right. Well, 5 bludgeoning damage and 10 bludgeoning damage, or piercing damage, right? That's what we said it was.
So 15 total?
15 total.
15 total. Cool. Sorry. Math.
She is definitely kind of like a little distracted by the Lord of Bones. Just being like, what's
Anything else? No smites? Oh wait, you're out of those, I think.
I have 1 spell slot left and I'm gonna save that for something.
Fair enough.
You know what? Actually, I will use as a bonus action. I'm going to harness divine power to restore a 2nd level spell slot, so then I'll have 2 spell slots for next turn.
Hell yeah. That's
All
perfect.
right. Yeah.
All right. Back
All
up to
right.
the top. Corvus.
Con save.
Con save, please. You do get +3.
I'll need it. Do I have inspiration?
I don't think so, my dude.
Wait, you might in a second.
Stop. If it's
Hold on. Oh, you're right.
I'm redoing how we do that for next time. You guys abuse that way.
You didn't
abuse that
change
way
it
too damn
though.
much.
You didn't change it though.
Oh, look, you have
right.
inspirational.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
wow,
Look, Corvus,
wow.
you have inspiration.
Corvus.
Wow.
Oh my God.
How convenient.
I'm gonna start spamming myself with
Oh wow,
inspiration
that
now.
roll was actually better, or it was worse. Oh no. God
Sorry.
damn.
Worth a try.
Dang. That's like a 10.
A 10. As you are like kind of just like bobbing in place, getting ready for your next wave of blows against the Queen of Winter, the snow and ice begins to coat your armor, your arms, until you are frozen in place, solid.
Ah, damn, yeah. Yep, that's it for Corvus.
Eden, from behind you, you hear, "See, I told you that was gonna be a bitch. I can't get a. All right, I'm just gonna try to do something from here." And you just hear the whistle of 2 arrows flying into the storm from behind you.
No longer at advantage.
No longer at advantage. They will both hit for Corvus. As you're sitting there stunned. Well, No, you're incapacitated.
Yeah, I'm incapacitated along with the.
Well, it says
Because
you
right,
can't
we're
move,
paralyzed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're paralyzed. Never mind. You're like completely out of it.
Yeah,
So 10
my
plus.
astral form remains because it doesn't matter if I'm incapacitated or anything. I
Yeah.
double checking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Perrin from behind or from the opposite side, you see as two arrows just pierce into her shoulders. Um, Eden, you can go ahead and make me another Constitution saving throw. You are no longer within 10 feet of Oak.
Oh,
Is it 10 or
cool.
is it 10 or 15? Is it 10 or 15 feet?
It's 10 feet.
Okay, well then instead of it being a 6, it's a 5.
It's a 5.
Or not, actually no. Actually it would have been more than that. Yeah, no, it's a 1 plus 2.
Oh.
You stay frozen by the powers of the Winter Court.
Yeah, that
Locked
because
in
that's yeah,
place.
that a natty 1.
In your ear, almost a whisper in your ear, you hear. You wish to be an archfey of the court, yet you yourself can't defeat one.
Does it sound like who?
Him. But with a little more like malice than you've heard him say before.
Telepathically. Eden will respond, I don't want to be an archfey of a court, I just want to be an archfey. And rather than hiding away, I was trying to find an easier solution.
Well, now that I'm here, you could have asked. Instead, you go chasing others.
No, I opened the door for you.
In time. The Queen of Winter, now in her full form.
Yep.
Question, does mine activate now that
Yes, it would. So it's a con save?
Wisdom
no,
save.
it's wisdom save.
Okay. That would be a 30. Sorry.
Okay, but still we'll take half of the
We'll take half.
48.
Yeah.
So that is 21 halved.
21 halved. Oh wait,
Yes.
that's not that. That's not as bad. That's not as bad as I thought it was. My
No,
brain,
well, that's-
like,
yeah.
my brain tricked me into thinking that was a lot of damage. But she's looking.
I mean, it would have been if it wasn't half.
It is,
but,
yeah. She's looking really rough, even with that. And as she does, she looks
And it's radiant, of course.
directly at Corvus, the individual who's responsible for the majority of the pummeling.
The damage.
Oh wait, she's still frightened.
She's frightened of the boner
Of the
lord,
Lord-
who
of the
is
Lord
right
of
there in
Bones. So
front
he-
of her.
But she just can't. Does she have to move away? Hang on. It's been a
I
while
think she
since
can't
was
move
frightened.
closer, and she has a
can't
disadvantage
move
on ability
closer.
checks while they're targeted their fears in sight.
Okay.
That is ability checks and attack rolls.
Yeah, while the source of their fear is within line of sight.
She is going to look at the Lord of Bones and say, "Why don't you go back to the hole that you've come from?" And she's going to cast imprisonment on him. Let's see what's that, a wisdom save. Damn. Fuck you, Taryn. Wait, hang on. Nope, that's not. Wait. Fuck, god damn it.
You chose to be mean to me. You're
Yeah,
trying to harass me.
I'm not even being mean to you. I'm being mean to the boner lord.
No, you were
Like,
mean to me.
What? No. You watch, and he slams the staff down, and as like this pit was about to sink underneath to bury him alive, the ground just forms back up, and You forget. I am the Lord of Death here. And she looks, now at this point, she's got the oh fuck face, like, I fucked up, and just... Fuck, she can... Yeah, he backed off, so she'll take the attack of opportunities from the two of you, and is gonna just book it away, so...
the one of us, because one of us is frozen.
No, because Oak's there too, so Oak and Perrin
okay.
will both get
right.
get attacks.
Hey, potential sister-in-law. You get a D4 because of the bond that we were given.
All right, great. And I do have some advantages from earlier, so
that's right.
I do have Lorecaster, so I think I could use a spell here if I wanted to.
Yeah, a melee spell. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, definitely gonna reroll that.
Is it just a melee spell, or could you use any spell technically?
Any spell that has a single that is an attack, that has a single target.
Gotcha.
That being said, I'm not going to do that because I rolled like shit. So
you have inspo.
I probably did not roll like shit.
You had two inspo.
You had two.
I know, but I'll just
save one.
A 19. Exactly. A 19 will hit.
19 does hit. Cool.
Yeah. I mean,
she does also, for clarification, she also still does have the shard of your sister in her hand.
I should have grabbed that last round. I forgot about it.
We could have also made a deal.
If you'd like to amend your attack roll to attempt to grab it from her, grab her hand, I'll allow that.
You mean from last round?
No, from currently.
Or right now?
Right now, as your attack of opportunity, because you could attempt to grapple as an opportunity attack.
That is correct.
What, and would I be burning another inspo to try and do that?
No, you'd just be re-rolling your current roll. So you'd roll you'd roll an athletics check with advantage against her. It'll be against her dex.
All right, let's try it.
She's slippery. Don't fuck me, Umbral Oculus. Hey, that's not horrible.
22.
It's 22. I rolled a dirty 20. So you grab onto her by the wrist of the hand that is still holding the crystal.
As she, I will do this cinematically then. As Oak grabs her arm and the queen is turned back just slightly, Perrin's blade stabs into her stomach as a sort of reaction, dealing 23 damage total.
Fucking shit. As the slash comes through and is just carving away at the ice that makes up her body at this point. She looks at you, still fear in her eyes, Oak. You have what you want, and you have this.
And Perrin's eyes will go darker and he'll go, that's not enough. And Perrin will take necrotic damage himself because he wants to just end this bitch. And he'll deal an additional 6 necrotic damage to her while taking 6 necrotic damage himself.
Holy fuck. You can feel the grip on the shard loosening. You let me go, I let this go.
You let go first.
She lets go. Begins to fall.
I'll let her go. Sure.
And she uses the rest of her movement then to get away. Yeah. Or, run away.
I'll allow it.
Don't allow it unless she turns off the blizzard.
Well, I assume the blizzard's following her, right?
The blizzard stays with her as she's running. So Art, you do not have to make it.
I'm just curious, would that activate again because technically she runs through my spirit guardians on the other side because it's a sphere?
Were you positioning? Okay, so I took it as you just took the most direct route, not that you looped all the way
No, I
around.
mean, isn't it? No, well, I mean, I'm just saying because it's a sphere, it's constantly moving around
It's a
within
sphere
that
around.
sphere.
It's centered on you. So if like
Yeah,
you
no,
were
it is,
standing there
yeah.
and she's standing there and she ran that way, she'd run. She starts in there and then runs out. She didn't run.
Oh, she
through there,
ran. She ran already out of it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was trying
Yeah,
to see.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Art, you do not start within the circle, so you do not have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
But she would have had. She would have had half movement. So like,
That's
she's
right.
not. Never mind. Art, Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Sorry,
Looking
it's
for an
really.
excuse to make me roll, are we?
I'm not. It's a really big circle.
15 feet is big.
Yeah, 15 feet is
Uh,
big when it's a 60-foot circle or
Do
60-foot
I
radius.
do I get the pally bonus?
No, because you haven't moved from where you were. So
Okay, then if that's going to be the case, it's a 25.
yeah, you're fine still. You were perfectly a-okay.
I figured.
I love
I
you.
had to ask.
I was like
you.
expecting to be like that. That's the case. It's a 12. I'm just like,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How far away is said Queenie from me?
With the reduced movement, probably about 30-ish feet from you, maybe a little bit farther, 30, 35, 40.
Cool. We are going to do a nice little skitter, and then take a leap at this lovely individual and latch on and bite.
All right. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Full jumping spider. That was a nat 20.
Hey!
All right. Go ahead. No, she's gonna use her reaction. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's on. Yeah, she'll use her reaction to do some damage to you. So
Okay.
I'll need a con saving throw, another con saving throw from you.
Another con saving throw. Is
I'll
that
do-
before or after damage?
This would be it's simultaneous, but go ahead and roll damage first.
Okay, and it's been so long since I've critted. How do you do crits again?
Double dice.
Okay. She also needs to make a con save herself.
Con save. All right, I'm using the one non-umbral Oculus die. All right, cool. Should I use the umbral Oculus die? That's only an 11.
An 11, according to this, meets the DC.
Oh, sorry.
So
Hang on. Never mind. That was a 9. I thought it was a 5. 15. Sorry.
okay, so that beats the DC. So she takes 8 damage total.
8 damage.
2 of that being
Alright.
poison, if it matters.
Yeah.
And con save. Let's try this again. That was a lot lower, but
You
I
would be within. You would be within. Oak's circle now,
Right. I'm checking something here real quick.
or
La.
aura. That's the word.
Okay, I would like to. That is, it does count for saving throws too. Cool. So, I am going to use my reaction to use my flash of genius again to add 4 to my roll. I'm basically gonna say that as I'm leaping through the air, I'm going to attempt to latch on and roll around on her so that I am using her as a barrier between the cold and me to attempt to try to see if it does anything to help.
Are you
reduce
doing
this.
Are you doing a barrel roll while you bite her? Are you seriously?
Yep.
Like-
Yep.
I love that. That's what's that total come out to?
I'm mathing right now, so that's gonna be let's see, 1 4 is 10, 16, and I do get the pally bonus.
You would get the tally bonus.
That is a total of 19.
19. 19 is exactly what you need. So as you do as that barrel roll occurs, you watch as the bite connects, and the momentum of spider art barrel rolling just barely dodges the shard of ice that just shoots out of her shoulder as you bite into her. And you take no damage. Anything else for your turn, Spider Art?
I will enjoy, and that'll be my turn.
All right. Perrin.
How hurt?
Well, you need a con save first.
That is an 18 plus a D4, which is a 22, plus my con mod, which is a 2, so 24.
Yeah, you're fine. And
how hurt?
Like, I can't give you the numbers, but
No.
like real fucking hurt. Comparatively to her HP.
I mean, okay, comparative to her HP, that's doesn't tell me too much, but like,
So if the HP bar was color coordinated, she moved from orange to red.
Yeah. You know what? I could do exactly that, but there's part of me that wants to tell the tale. Because that's less damage. That is less damage. The highest I could do is that. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna have to take the easy route. Which is her insights. So I'm going to walk I'm gonna walk closer to her, just unsettling smile, sauntering around to find the position on the opposite side of Art to get flanking.
Oh yeah.
And we'll roll with advantage. Okay, that is a 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
Oh yeah. Okay. That is 6, 12, 17, 19, 22 points of damage.
22 points of damage. You stab into her, and she just folds under your blade, staring up at you, tears welling up in her eyes. And this shouldn't have. I guess
Aaron leans in real close. Are you dying?
Let me see him restored.
Nell looks down at the blade in her stomach. Is she dying? Yes or no?
She will not die by your blade, if that is
Okay.
all you're doing. She is
How
dying.
much further?
She is close to death.
How much further would I have to go?
You tell me. How much further do you want to go?
I would love to go further. And so Perrin looks at his blackened hand, and the black just kind of pushes further up his arm as he looks at himself and says, you know, maybe. And he just like flashes his eyes at her, and she can just hear the sounds of everyone she's entombed in ice and lived to see them die within it. Maybe if you decided to be less of a frigid bitch, we'd have let you go. and she'll hear these screams echo in her ears as she and I will take 9 points of necrotic damage.
The wails. That the eyes go from crying to fear to overwhelming, as if she's staring into an abyss. The sounds of those that she's trapped screaming in her ears until you watch as cracks begin to line her face, leading up to her ears before slowly pieces and chunks just start falling off her onto the ground below.
Still not dead, right?
Oh no, she's dead.
Perrin is going to push the blade in further and then force the blade all the way up and just watch all these pieces shatter outward as he just kind of wrenches the sword all the way through. And he just kind of like, oh, that was interesting.
The blizzard, almost as quickly as it began, slows and falls silent. Those frozen, Eden and Corvus, you can begin to feel yourselves thawing. The power of the Queen of Winter now gone. The temperature itself in the gardens almost seems to have risen a few degrees from being that kind of frigid, like it just seeps into the bone cold, to now just being cold. You know,
Aaron will walk over to Corvus as he's thawing.
the Lord of Bones looks over to you. You could have been a little bit more delicate. Dying request is often custom to those of nobility.
Aaron smirks just as unsettlingly as he has this entire time. I'm sorry, I have selective hearing. And as Corvus comes back into being more movable, pliable, Aaron will let the fire go out and he will hand the sword back to Corvus. I think I'm done with this. That's the best story I'm ever going to tell. Doesn't get better than that.
A story for a good blade.
Oak picks up the crystal that the Ice Queen drops. And when I touched it last time, I saw Ivy. Do I get that sense now, or does the Queen dying have some effect?
No, she's when you pick it up, you get that same kind of just like immediate like gasp of like semi-consciousness of the soul inside of your presence.
Okay. So then I'm going to Oak picks it up, sort of cradles it against her chest, and then walks up to the Lord of Bones and says, I think we have a lot to talk about.
We do, I think. And he like looks toward Perrin and just gives a nod. One thing first, I think. And he looks at the amulet in his hand. If I'm going to do this, I need to make some arrangements. And he grabs the scythe. Son.
Oh, I'm your daughter.
Oh no, I was talking to Perrin.
Wait, is Perrin my brother?
No,
Oh, I just
he
keep
has
calling
been
him mother.
calling me mother. since it's an inside joke, literally and figuratively. Do.
Oh, I was gonna be very, very.
I was gonna be. Oh, I mean, it would. Okay.
Oh,
Um,
whew. Stress.
Yes, mother.
come here.
Perrin will
And
just kind of like saunter in the most confident way possible.
as you approach, you watch as the scythe that the Lord of Bones has, which is easily like triple your size, just slowly starts to shrink and shrink and shrink until it's the size of a sickle. He takes the handle of it and turns it towards you. I don't know what will be left of my power when the transformation occurs, but let this be a small vestige of it that I give to you.
Alright, I'll fucking admit it. That's pretty fucking cool.
Now, daughter, listen, it sounded normal when I called him son, and I'm not saying that's because I didn't realize I had a daughter. Where should we start? And that's where we're gonna end tonight's session.
Hell yeah!
All right.
Wow.
So that just happened.
That
did
just
just
happened.
happen.
That's awkward.
Start with
Your
Daisy.
dad killed my
Let her go.
bro. No big deal.
Dad killed bro. Bro became dad's son. Also
We
became the
became
mother.
Yeah, dad is also mom.
Dad is also mom. It's a weird.
So, wow.
I don't
okay.
like where that was going, but it's okay. It's over now.
Ecriom confirmed. Boner Lord is trans.
Sure. Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
But with that, friends, thank you guys for joining us on our journey. We're gonna go quickly around the horn to let everybody do their shtick, talk about themselves, and then we will close for the night. Starting with Taryn.
Hey everybody, I am Taryn, also known as Valrook across the socials and in the chat and stuff. Follow me on there for things that I do, which isn't a whole lot lately, but we'll be maybe doing more. You can catch me Mondays when we can on Modifius, where I play a good old boy in our Fallout TTRPG there, so that's a lot of fun. But yeah, do the follow, do the thing. That's me.
This is all my fault, and I'm so happy about it. Thank you, everybody, for coming out and hanging out with us. Appreciate you being here. Next week, you'll probably catch us, signing off and doing fun things and epiloguing. I don't know. I'm just assuming that this is where that goes. But I'm Renee. I'm one half of Dragon Rock RPG Design. You can find us at Dragon Rock RPG on Facebook and Twitter, and Dragon Rock RPG Design on Instagram. We're putting out new monks pretty soon. Keep an eye out for that. I'm also the official map maker for the Endless Bag of Dice for Critical Dice. So if you like fun map stuff and dice subscription service, you can sign up for that over there and get my stuff when you get your dice subscription, which is lots of fun. I believe it's May, so therefore, oh my God, what did I do? Something good, I'm sure.
May showers,
I
May
remember.
flowers.
No, I don't remember. I think it might be. Is it the Maze of the Emperor's Court? I don't know. Again, I'll take a look. I'll figure it out next time we're on screen. I'll tell you what I actually did. But it's there. Go get it. It's lots of fun and totally worth your dollars. And over here is my sister who's going to tell you about herself.
Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm Utahime. I play Fanara, your little cinnamon roll, trying to make sure that her brother is not going to commit suicide, which didn't happen, which was good, but now she's afraid. Full on emo dark mode. That's okay. Everything's fine. Nothing to be worried about. But anyway, if you want to catch me on socials, I'm up to lots of tabletop shenanigans, including some soon Magic the Gathering stuffs, because I'm I'm wiping the dust and the rust off my YouTube channel. So there will be some content coming. So just stay tuned for all of that. But of course, follow me at UTAHIME, Utahime Cosplay, pretty much everywhere except on the app formerly known as Twitter. You can find me at Brianna DeCosta there, where you can see announcements that are going to be coming. But I'm going to pass it along, I believe, to our spider goblin.
Spider Goblin does whatever a Spider Goblin does, I guess. I don't know.
A grider?
A
Glider?
A
glider?
Gabiter?
A
Idlin?
Sproblin?
A Sproblin. I like that.
Sproblin, I like that one.
Sproblin the Goblin. There
Sproblin the Goblin, I love
Goblin
it.
the Goblin.
Hi everyone, I'm Eddie. Today I was your lovely little goblin artificer in a penguin suit and a spider body. We're all sorts of confused as to what we actually are these days. But you can find me on the interwebs as your humble discount bard, where I provide low-key entertainment and all sorts of shenanigans across the various holes of the internet that I decide to partake in. You can normally find me on twitch.tv/discountbard, but I too am in the process of cleaning out some cobwebs that have gathered over the course of the last several months, as I've been far too busy being a responsible adult and haven't had a time to do fun, creative, interesting things. But we are in the process of making that change, so definitely keep your eyes peeled on the various social medias at Discount Bard. You can also find me on TikTok, and you can also find me on the wonderful and lovely karaoke app Smule, which I have been recently getting very hyper-focused on, including on a recent project that Lizzie can probably speak more about in a moment. But yeah, if you want to hear my beautifully average voice, you can check out Smule and see what kind of ridiculous projects I've been up to.
Never average.
No. Well, I guess on that note, hello, I'm Lizzie Donahue. You can find me on social media at the Lizzie LD. I don't post there, but you can find me there. Otherwise, you can find me here and on Discord at pi_heart, and you can find me on Smule at Lizzie Donahue, where I am working on a little fan cast of a gender bent has-been hotel. It's very fun. Well, we're about through episode 3, so it's pretty fun. Eddie has now got involved. I'm playing a gender bent Alistair. He's playing a gender bent Emily and some other side voices, and we're just having a good time. So if that sounds interesting to you. I have posted it in the general chat before, and you can look us up on Smule. All right, that's me.
I suppose that means it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh hey, it's Jaden King. You can find me on all social media at it's Jaden King, doing all kinds of kingly things. I occasionally do game designs, TTRPG related. I also sometimes end up in a castle as a king does, doing D&D. If you want more specifics, that's D&D in a castle. I'm doing all kinds of events. The next one coming up is actually not in England, but in the States for those that don't want to travel too far, in Ohio at a castle in the middle of the U.S. And it is a beautiful castle indeed. It's D&D in a Castle in Mohican Castle in Ohio. You can check out D&D in a Castle's website to join my epic game, which takes place in downtown Dragons, Deep Breath inspired. It's an anime-inspired urban fantasy location where magic and technology share the same land, but there's danger around every corner, from the amazing capitalism that is the Dragon Lord Liches that are totally not called Beth Jevos, or any other awesome things that occur in those places. I'm also working on a few other things for this year, including we have TTRPG University that me and my partner/girlfriend, Beth the Bard, work on to educate people on how to write adventures, understand how to be improve their playing, game mastering, and more. So check out that if you want to level up your gaming experience or to level up your table for your players. That's it. I do things. Find me.
And I guess I'm your innkeeper and dungeon master, Logan Hanley here. There will be a couple new projects coming up. One in particular that will be, well, we started already, but we'll be starting officially stream-wise in a couple weeks, so keep an eye out for that. And then where I'm not gonna put the cart before the horse for the other one, so you guys will just have to wait and figure that out. And then, of course, we're working on Leor things, as always, Taryn and I. Taryn more so than me right now, because she's amazing.
Not true.
It is very true. Shut up. Okay, don't
I
shut
wrote a
up.
whole
But
class
like,
in like 2 hours.
yeah. Meanwhile, I was like, I have a rock. Um, but anyway, friends, thank you for joining us on this journey. Uh, as we come to our close, uh, as always, stay safe and remember, adventure awaits. Good night, everybody.